season. Texans crushed the Titans 20-6. Houston tied a franchise record with 7 sacks. And early in the day, it was in London. The Chiefs dominated the Lions 45-10. Live games going on right now. It's the Raiders 34 and the Jets 20 late in the fourth quarter. And the Cowboys take the 12-10 lead over the Seahawks. That one early in the fourth quarter. As always, go to NBCSportsRadio.com for all your scores on the day. In the NBA, the Spurs, they roll the Celtics 95-87 with the win. The big three of Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, and Manu Ginobili became the winningest trio in NBA history with 541 wins together. The Hawks, they edged the Hornets 94-92. Remember to listen to NBC Sports Radio on your local radio station, online, and the mobile app. I'm Keith Irizarry.
This is KCAA.
Here's all you need to know. There's a new cool way to sell your unwanted stuff online. It's buysellmakeoffer.com. Buysellmakeoffer.com. You're not going to believe it. Join the legions of web sellers and buyers who are turning to buysellmakeoffer.com today. Never pay fees again. For low monthly membership of $7.95, you can sell up to 50 items, and there's a 60-day free trial membership to get you started. You can even produce your own infomercial to sell your products and upload the video for the world to see. Go right now to buysellmakeoffer.com.
As the owner of my business, I wear a lot of hats. I'm accounting, sales, and so much more. But I don't know marketing.
Let Dex Media be your marketing department. Our team can create a digital plan for you with everything from search to social. Contact Dex Media, that's DEX Media, to get found, get chosen, and get talked about.
Whoa, that's a job for cleanup, which would be me.
Call 844-230-3436 or visit dexmedia.com today.
Kcaa.
Attention homeowners, is your fixed rate above 3.75%?
Hello, Sean Nevin here, president of Pacific Home Loans. We are a direct lender specializing in refinance and purchase loans with a AAA rating from the BBB. As a local Southern California lender, we pride ourselves on superior customer service while delivering the absolute lowest rates. Pacific Home Loans will pay you $500 if any of our competitors can beat our offer. Purchasing a home, we will close your loan in 20 days or pay your moving costs. What lender does that? With home values on the rise, now is the perfect time to get cash out. We offer the lowest conventional jumbo, FHA, and VA rates in the market. Saving money is important to you. Call 888-888-BLUE or go to phloans.com. Call 888-888-2583 and ask about our no-cost 3% fixed rate. A 5-minute call can save you thousands of dollars.
Certain restrictions apply. Not all applicants will qualify. Licensed by the BRE 019-12112. NMLS license number 90616. $500 offer subject to management approval. Moving costs limited to $500. 3% APR fixed rate amortized over 120 payments. 720 FICO. 80% max LTV.
If saving money is important to you, call 888-888-BLUE.
Welcome to Wyatt's Paint and Body in sunny San Bernardino, California. Hey, if we can't fix your car, nobody can. Wyatt's Paint and Body started in 1975. My father, Randy Wyatt, opened the business because he had a passion for cars and he developed a real strong love for San Bernardino. Our primary business is collision repair. We can negotiate with the insurance company how to repair your vehicle, but that doesn't mean that's where we stop. We also have done restoration work, we've done custom work. We will match the paint to where you wouldn't see the difference of what we repaired and what we painted versus what was already on the vehicle. We do a lot of repairs in-house as far as brakes to suspension parts that may be out of alignment or damaged, so they may need to be replaced. Frame repair, when a vehicle gets hit so hard that the frame's bent or shifted, we have to repair the frame back to its specifications. We can take care of all that, but it just doesn't stop at vehicles. We've painted boats, we've repaired motorcycles, we've developed a great relationship with the city and the county of San Bernardino. Occasionally we'll have the city vehicles and also Caltrans. Taking care of a customer is number one. When a vehicle enters our shop, we will take it to the fullest to make sure that that customer is happy. When someone has their vehicle damaged and they don't know where else to turn and they come to you and you repair the vehicle and the person's crying, tears of joy, when you hand them the keys, that's something you can't get anywhere else. It's a very good feeling and I really enjoy that. This isn't just a job, this is a life. This is my life. If you ever need your car worked on, come to 350 North Rancho Avenue, San Bernardino, California, or you can call us at 909-885-5051. You're not just a job, you're not just a dent on the fender, you're a person. Here at Wyatt's Paint and Body, no one will treat you like we do.
This is KCAA.
Let's boogie down. Get your kicks on Route 66. Oh, boogie woogie. Let it roll. Well, if you ever plan to motor west, travel my way, that's a highway, that is the best. Get your kicks out on Route 66. What do you think, Jason?
Loaded wine from Chicago to LA on the way. More than 2,000 miles along the way. Get your kicks out on Route 66.
Wine to St. Louis, Joplin, Missouri. Oklahoma City sure looks pretty. You should see Amarillo and Gallup, New Mexico. Flagstaff, Arizona, don't forget Winona.
San Bernardino. Hey people, this is Robert Porter on the Dia de los Muertos. Welcome to the I Love San Bernardino radio show on station CNBC, KCAA 106.5 FM and 1050 AM. Also on www.kcaaradio.com. A part of the Danny Alcarez and Angel Baby Sunday block. Every Sunday from 4 to 9 p.m. A place where we can all learn together. Our call-in line, if you'd like to ask a question, 1-888-909-1050. Want to sponsor and advertise on the Sunday block and also reach tens of thousands of good people on social media? Prices range from $100 and up for a wide range of promotional services. Hit me or Danny Alcarez up on the I Love San Bernardino Facebook group for more details. Sponsor number one, of course, Green Shack Deli, established 1978, voted best subs in the IE, 163 West Highland Avenue, San Bernardino, California, 92405, 909-886-3812 if you might like to make an order in. Our I Love San Bernardino and Green Scream Shack costume event was great. I think all involved, especially Manel. Mike Gallo, president of San Bernardino School Board and founder of Kelly Space Technologies, leading the way to San Bernardino's prosperity. Mike Gallo. And our I Love San Bernardino radio DJ, DJ Muda. How you doing, DJ Muda? Thank you so much for all you do. Right on, he's hiding back there. And now we're getting ready for Benita's local current events. Do you have them ready over there, Benita?
Yes, I do.
All right. Just go ahead and jump on there on that mic.
Okay. Don't forget, on Tuesday, November the 3rd, we have a big day for San Bernardino. Please don't forget to come out and vote, everyone.
Vote.
And also, there's going to be a council meeting tomorrow. And hopefully they'll have the partial audit.
Oh, at 4 p.m., right?
4 p.m.
All right, at City Hall.
At City Hall, yes. And then I want to give thanks to the Green Shack for letting us have the Halloween freaky funnel cake.
Yeah, it was more
fest.
of a costume contest, but it worked out.
It was a great show. Everybody enjoyed it, all the kids. I also want to give thanks to all those who ended up giving us donations. They also donated candies for the kids. And their time and prizes, and also for Danny for letting us use the equipment for the DJ equipment and all that.
And Yanni for staying till the very end, helping put everything away.
Yanni, yes, he ended up.
And then your man's back.
Yes.
Oh yeah, you put his back into it.
And the awesome ghost structure for the beanbag.
Oh yeah, we all donated our time and our effort to.
Have fun.
To have fun for the kids. So hopefully next year it'll be a lot better.
Yes, it will, and we'll have it on a Sunday, so that'll be cool. All right, well, thank you very much,
Uh-huh.
Benita. We'll see you in a second. All right, I'd like to, today we have 2nd Ward Councilman Benito Barrios.
Hello, everyone.
Attorney Tim Prince.
Good afternoon.
Danny Alcarez.
Hello.
Scott Olson.
Hello.
And John, what was your last name?
John Doe.
John, no. Okay. Right on, right on. And what we're doing right now is we're just having a little experiment to try to test your skills on San Bernardino's ballot.
Uh-oh.
So I'm sure you guys know everything about San Bernardino's ballot, so let's see what we can do. All right. For the first question, why do we vote on Tuesday in November? All right.
Ding, 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 ding.
Farmers had to work to sell in the 1800s. It took a day's travel at least to the nearest polling place, or both. Tim Prince.
Because of the farmers. We
Farmers,
had a
all
lot
right.
of citrus farmers around here.
Same.
Farmers, all right.
Farmers.
Since I'm the disagreeable one, I'll go with the other.
I think I agree with traveling also.
Okay, well, it's actually both. The farmers had to, it took a day's travel, so they had it on Tuesday, right? So you had to travel the Monday to get to the polling place on Tuesday, and Wednesday's when you went to market. So you didn't really want to be voting when you're at market, right? So they made it on a Tuesday. And then eventually the law got involved, and they made it, there was a reason why everyone needed to vote on a certain day was because if the other states voted first, and then the states that didn't vote found out about it, a few people would be like electing our president and things. So
When was this?
This was in the 1800s.
Oh, wow.
All
Really?
right. Okay, okay, this is an easy one.
Oh, and Robert, along those lines, our charter, of course, provides that we have our standalone elections, and that's one of the issues that our charter committee is reviewing, is whether we should combine our elections to the even years so that we would get better voter turnout. So I was going to be a smarty and said it's because our charter says so.
No, that actually might be a good idea. I honestly believe the more people that vote, the better decisions are made overall. All right, okay. This is an easy one, so because everyone should know this one. Who's running for San Bernardino City Attorney, City Clerk, and 3rd Ward? Scott Olson.
Valdivia, 3rd Ward, Gigi Hanna, City Clerk, and Gary Sands is for City Attorney, and why they didn't just declare them the winners after the filing period ended and save the city hundreds of thousands of dollars. Welcome to that. And I don't even know what the charter says about it.
Well, good job. You got 100% on that quiz.
We could have a write-in, Scott.
But I do appreciate that they did try, right? Because if they didn't try, then we wouldn't really get that extra promotion, know what they're doing, what they're about. So seeing Valdivia's signs right next to Danny's house, it just made me chuckle a little bit.
I'm guilty.
It was,
Oh, you did that, huh?
There was 2 of them, too, right on.
Scott just wanted to finally put up a sign for a winner.
Don't go there, Tim, or we'll talk about Steinnorth.
All right.
You know I love you, Scott.
How long has the current San Bernardino treasurer been in office, and who's running in that race?
Ding, 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 ding.
Benito Barrios.
I think he's been there 24 years.
Correct.
And Carmel Rowe is running in that race.
Oh, and who else?
Mr. Kennedy, of course.
Oh, you got a help from the side right there.
Well, that was
man.
obvious. He already said 1991. Come on.
Well, that was a good one. 24 years was a hard. That's a lot of years to be in office, man. Is that a record?
No, it's not a record. Maybe for that office.
Well, who currently holds the record?
Oh, you're so sweet to ask me. Actually, it was my hero. My father holds the record, 28 years that he served the public as a city attorney up until 1987.
Wow.
Another little history tidbit, right? All right. Let's see what we got here. Oh, okay. Who's running for San Bernardino's 5th Ward? John.
That's pretty easy. Henry Nickel.
And who else?
Brian Davison.
Mr. Davison and Scott Olson was in the paper today, or maybe yesterday's article about the 5th Ward. Good job. You're getting in the paper like 3 or 4 times this year, man. We haven't had I Love San Bernardino in there once.
I put up 25 signs, and I get in the paper.
Well, it actually looked more like you were probably walking him down the aisle the way they made it sound.
I'm detecting that Mr. Olson's trying to distance himself from his candidate there.
No, I just don't want to take credit away from Brian, who's worked very hard on his campaign.
I
and
have
a
to
lot
agree.
of the stuff you see, it's Brian and his lovely wife, Emily, who is one of the most dedicated wives I've seen in the campaign ever.
And they both showed up at my event yesterday. I thank them very much.
What a great response to my little quip.
He's quick. He's quick.
He is good.
All right. Sponsors, Auto Sound of San Bernardino, 299 Southeast Street, San Bernardino, California, 92401. Open 7 days a week. Call 909-384-9661 for all your stereo and video system needs. AutoSoundofSB.com. Mention Danny Alcarez for 10% off. Scott Wyatt has been leading the way for our troubled youth. Thanks for all of your guidance and caring, Scott Wyatt. Scott Wyatt. Margaret Hill is like San Bernardino's mom. Margaret Hill, thanks for educating our city. Margaret Hill. All right, now that we got through our sponsors real quick, this is the hard one. I don't know if you guys can do this one, but who's running for the 6th Ward? Mr. Prince?
Oh, you would ask me the long one. Well, a classmate of mine from San Marino High School, Bessine Littlefield Richard. Go San Marino High School, go Bessine. There's Roxanne Williams, who I think was running in the 3rd Ward and was living in Grand Terrace, but she's currently alleged to be living in the 6th Ward now.
Yes, I heard she is.
Yes. And then who else do we have? Raphael Walls used to work for the congressman. And there's one more. Anthony... Come on, guys.
Anthony Jones, the number one candidate who you see all over town. And yes, I'm guilty for those signs as well.
Did you see all those Anthony Jones signs just a little bit higher than Bessine's and all the rest? Scott Olson, was that you?
Hang 'em high. What can I say?
Is he the same one that ran against Fred a couple of years ago?
Yeah, he was.
Yes.
What is this, musical chairs?
Well, I do believe he was born in the 6th Ward, correct? So it's kind of...
Anthony Jones' lifetime in history up until he fairly recently was in the 6th Ward and the West Side, not the 4th Ward. His parents currently live in the 4th, so that's why he decided to get close to his parents in the 4th Ward.
Well, who's going to run against Fred next? You going to move?
I've heard if Roxanne Williams loses, that might be one of her targets in 2 years.
Well... More power
maybe
to
she
her.
should live on wheels. She could get an RV.
All right. All right. No, this is a hard one. You can't answer this one either. Mr. Alcarez, this is for you. Who's running in the 7th Ward?
Alexander, Leticia, Robel. Is that her name?
Yep.
One more. Beard, yeah. Got beard.
No, so do you think you forgot the incumbent just because I've been making a specific effort not to mention his name whenever possible? I might have done a good job. All right. Let's move on to the next question.
Mudhill, is it?
Well, I call him Jimmy Ray's Wildwood, but you can call him Mr. Mulhoville if you wish.
Okay.
I hope he's going gone.
Work with him for another few weeks anyway.
All right. Let's see what we got going on here. So, anything you guys would like to mention? I'm going to go down the line about this election that's different than the other elections you've ever been in. Mr. Prince.
This is a kind of unique election. We had an attempt to completely change the course of San Marino politics at the last go-around, and I think everybody kind of has agreed that that's not been very successful. And so this is kind of a course correction election in my mind. The front page of the Sun today, I think, underscored how important this election is, that the council could completely change course. And I think a lot of us would say that that's a good thing.
Is that like 2 recalls in a row, or?
Well, it's kind of the recall of the recall, isn't it?
Interesting. Mr. Barrios, have you noticed anything different about this election than those in the past?
One thing I'll say about an election is that you really got to know who is there and why, not what they're essentially going to do. That's of course important, but why are they there? Why are they running for their position? I believe that you have to have that passion in your heart to do something great for your city and whatever position you're running for, because it's when it comes down to it and those times get hard and your integrity, a lot of things are going to be on the line sometimes, and you're going to have to decide, what are you here for, and what choices are you going to make? Are they going to be in the best interest of the city always? And sometimes those decisions are difficult. For all the candidates, I wish them all luck, but before you promise the city what you're going to do, figure out if that is even possible. Have you been on council before? Have you been in the position before? It's very different on the inside than on the outside.
Oh, yeah.
Because if you think that the council today does not want to improve our city and have thought of different ways of doing it, think again. What do you think we're all here trying to do? Of course, all of us have different passions to do different things throughout the city, but don't think that we're not here, not trying to do what's best for the city. So from simple things like repairing the road, the lights, and taking care of our constituents to the bigger issues such as legalizing cannabis or the audits. There's sometimes it's very frustrating being in our seat and dealing with what we have to get dealt with and the information we're fed. And sometimes there's I'll tell you from my experience in being there's a level of, where there's not enough trust, because I'm left to doubt what is being told to me, and how can I make sound judgments and decisions when there's lack of information and it's obvious we're not being told everything. That's what makes it challenging sometimes on the council, and dealing with that and working through that is difficult, and what prohibits some of us sometimes in doing the things that we need to get done for the city. So figure out why that person is there, what their real passion is, and figure out who that person is. Who are they inside? What makes up? What's the makeup of that person? What is their character? Do they really have their heart in the city of San Bernardino? When I came here, after serving my country, I saw an injustice. I saw things weren't right. It wasn't the same San Bernardino I left in 1993 when I went off to boot camp 5 days after I graduated high school. Completely different city. And, I'm a man of faith. So I'm like, God, whatever I need to do, put me in the capacity you think I need to be in. And he led me to the city council. And I'll tell you right now, my whole heart, I have complete, genuine interest in taking this city to prosperity. I'm not here to use my position to climb a political ladder. I'm not here for fame or glory. I'm here simply to get San Bernardino back on a course where we can prosper again and be not just that all-American city, but better than the all-American city that we were back in 1977.
Well, I'm going to give the city council a little bit. It feels better than it did 2 years ago for me. I mean, the economy's getting a little bit, everything's getting a little better. Now, there's still things to complain about, and I hear it all the time, but some things have been getting better. So, give you guys a tiny bit of credit.
Thank you, Robert. Thank you.
I know it's hard, and I do pick on some of the people up there, but that's because they get arrogant.
And by all means, I always tell people, come and voice your concerns, whatever it is that you may want to say. Scott's great at that, and I wish more people. I wish more people had the courage to come out and say what they need to say, because the council members need to hear from the constituents. And whether it's good or bad, because sometimes there's justifiable points that they point out, and some of us are like, "Whoa, what's going on over there?"
So sometimes do you guys learn some things from the public when they come up there and speak to you guys?
Yes.
All right, Mr. Alcrez, what do you think's different in this election than other elections you've seen?
I think we live in a different world, and I think San Bernardino's going with the times. I think there's a lot of problems happening everywhere. But I agree. Things are coming out a little bit better. And I think more people are getting involved with San Bernardino. And I think
that's the most important thing, because not enough people are voting. It was 13,000 total last time.
14%.
So we need to get those numbers up. There's 80,000 about
73,000.
Okay,
73.
so that's still a lot of registered voters that could, go to the ballot and fill it out, man.
So we need our voices the voices of the people.
Otherwise, the people that are voting are making the decisions for everybody. So that's why we all need to vote. We've
got to learn together.
Yes, and I've been voting since I've been 18. My parents made me. We went into the family. Make it a ritual for your family to show up and instill in your grandkids that it's important to go vote. All right, Mr. Olson, anything new in this election?
Well, first thing, and 2 years ago we learned the hard way, you get what you vote for. And if you don't vote, oh well, then you lost your opportunity to change it and vote for somebody that you support. Benito, I'm going to kind of carry on your stuff because you said some really good things. For me, as an individual, my number one goal is to find a candidate that I can trust, that I believe has honesty, that I believe has integrity, that is really going to put the residents of the city first. City Hall will always have a political agenda that certain individuals will want to manipulate to their advantage. And what's really, really staggering for me, and a lot of people, why you should vote, is when you've got a guy here who's a city council person, and he's not the first one by a long shot, who says, you know what, I can't even trust the information I get sometimes to make the right vote. That, to me, is a serious indication we need new blood, we need new faces in City Hall. If you're currently an incumbent, well, John Valdivia is an exception. He's going to win no matter what, and he's kind of been the exception to the rule from day one. That's why they tried to recall him. In the other races, the number one thing, don't vote for the incumbent. If you think the city's better and your incumbent in the 5th Ward, the 7th Ward, has really done things to make your city better and you vote for him, well, go back to number one when I said you get what you vote for.
All right, I messed up on this panel. Lovely men, but we need a woman's voice here, so we move Benita right in, you know? Man, this is a lot of masculinity here, so what do you... What do you think, Benita? What's different in this election than other elections in the past?
Well, I gotta say that I don't know. It's really different this time. I think it's because I'm more involved this year than I was any other year.
Yes, you got it.
And I got to know a lot of the candidates, especially here on the radio show. Also, the ones that are already on. Being a councilman and councilwoman, I got to know them as well. I got to listen to a lot of the residents. So it is a lot different this year. For me anyway.
So coming from obscurity, kind of like me in the last 3 years, and learning about San Bernardino politics, do you feel like you were voting misinformed prior?
Yes, I think I was, because I didn't really get to know a lot of the candidates. They come by and you get to listen to them and see what's going on, but then after a while you kind of see a little different,
When you know them.
Yeah, when you know them, you see them as a different person.
On a personal basis, huh?
Yes, on a personal basis you do. And when they just come by your house and they tell you things, I mean, they're not all kind of tell you the truth. Until you really get to know them, then you know.
That's what I agree with. I was voting misinformed because I wasn't getting to know the candidates that I was voting for. I was voting for, that person said that was a good person.
Yes, exactly.
And then later on I found out, well, wait, I don't agree with all those ideals. So that's why I recalled Winnie McCamick and then voted for her to be mayor, because I learned more about her and it changed my opinion. But it's all right to change. I want everyone to know that it's all right to change your opinion if you want. Next door to me, there was a Scott Beard sign, which Scott Beard's cool, but it changed to Damon Alexander yesterday. And I was amazed that happened.
Who's stealing the signs?
No, but I thought that might
Let's catch that guy.
I went up and I wanted to hit him up and ask him why, but it made me realize, wow, you can change if you want, So I'm not saying vote for anybody. I'm just saying you get to know the vote and then make it.
I think, too, that if you go out there and you go to those, the meetings and the debates and all that, if you guys were to go out there, you would know a lot more.
Yes.
And, you get to meet them, you get to talk to them, and so I think that's one way of doing it.
Okay, John, you've been involved in some of the elections in the past, right?
Yeah, well, this year compared to other campaigns when I've walked, and I've walked in campaigns previously, the people are more frustrated this time, and they have personal issues this time. When I first started walking in campaigns and knocking door to door, people would say, "You Democrat or Republican?" I said, "Well, it's nonpartisan." "Yeah, but are you Democrat or Republican?" "Well, I'm not running. I'm just, walking for somebody else." "Yeah, but they Democrat or Republican?" I said, "Okay, they're Democrat, And This time, I don't hear that. I hear, I have this problem, I have this problem, I have this problem. And they're looking for somebody not in the right party, but they're looking for somebody who is really going to solve those problems.
Mm-hmm. Not so it wasn't a partisan issue. It's they have real problems that need to be solved, and they're hoping that you can get it to a candidate that can do something about it.
Yeah, this time I have found them nonpartisan and, really where they should be is worrying about the issue.
Let me guess. They say, why should we vote? It doesn't matter. Do they tell you that?
No, I haven't heard that. I've heard just about everything, but I haven't heard why should I vote, because they all seem to know that they want to vote.
Mm-hmm.
But they want to make sure there's going to be change.
That is interesting because I haven't heard that either lately, Danny.
Really?
Yeah. You've been hearing it?
Yeah.
Man, I was hoping we'd actually made a difference.
You know what? It's a lot of young people and even older people that are frustrated with the system, with the process itself. And they feel like when they take that time to vote, they don't see the results that they're hoping for or that they were voting for. But it does work, and we have to all lift our voice. We all have to get out there and vote. And I have experienced that, knocking on doors where people's like, my vote doesn't count. And
so get out of here.
And it's sad that they believe that, because these votes, to be able to vote, I mean, people have died for these rights. And I think sometimes they forget that, hey, we need to honor those sacrifices that were made to give us these rights and lift your voice to make a difference.
Have you noticed anything different in this election than past ones, Johnny?
You know what? I know there's a lot of candidates, especially when you look at like the school board stuff, you know what I mean? But I think diversity and variety is a good thing. And as you guys are saying, once you get there and look a candidate in their eye, shake their hand, get to know them, what kind of vibe do you feel? Because we all give off a kind of energy. And if that resonates with you, that's the candidate you should choose, regardless of party or whatever. You're looking for the ones that could lead this city into a better direction for us all.
So if they're like giving off a love vibe, that's good. But if it's like an alcohol vibe, then you wait a second there,
If you're an alcoholic, you might love that.
I guess it could be a cannabis vibe too, right?
Well, people see that Gigi Hanna, the city clerk, is unopposed this time, but 4 years ago, I don't think any of us that were paying attention will ever forget, on election night, there was only 2 votes between her and the runner-up for city clerk, and then they went through this long process of looking at every ballot and every absentee signature, and then after that whole process, it was still within 7 votes.
Wow.
So anybody that says their vote doesn't matter, this is a city of 200,000 people. Mm-hmm. And 7 votes or 2 votes can decide a race.
And it does matter, huh? All right, here's the hard question. Now I'm going to just ask one each. Oh, did we miss one person?
Well, I was going to say real quick. In the last 3 or 4 years, I've probably walked over 10,000 doors in 8 or 9 cities, and I haven't done a whole lot of walking except in the 3rd ward this time around. But voter apathy is a term that people throw around a lot, and I'm going to tell you something. Voter apathy is a small part of the number of why people don't vote. It's more like they're too busy and they get distracted. Voter frustration is the number one reality that we face at the doors. And I don't care if it's San Bernardino or I've been walking in Rialto and other ones. They're frustrated.
So is this going to be an election of change because they're so frustrated? Or?
I hope we have real change. I really do. That's why I'm pleased to see so many residents running that are not a part of the current city hall.
All right. Should we put Benito on the spot here, or should I just pass it around?
Yeah, put him on the spot.
All right. Name all the school board members running, or name everyone running for school board.
Sorry. There's Scott Wyatt, right? Margaret Hill.
That's one.
Margaret
2.
Hill, Mike Gallo.
All right.
Gwen Rogers. I've seen the guy. He actually had a conversation with him on my phone. But
no help in there, Alcaraz.
Ahmed?
I want to say he's Middle Eastern because his name is Middle Eastern.
Ahmed Kaiser?
Yes,
Kaiser
Ahmed.
I was going to say there was a medical center named after it.
And
there's one more.
There's 9 total.
Oh, wow.
And we've had all but 2 on the show.
Esmeralda Negretti.
Yes.
Esmeralda Negretti.
And we got okay, well, who knows Sonia Fernandez? I don't know much about her.
I know her. She's a very earnest young person. She was a guest at the Democratic Luncheon Club and did a fine job. She's in a domestic partnership with the other person that hasn't been mentioned yet. You have to help me with his name.
Stephen Paul
Yes,
Gutierrez?
Stephen Gutierrez.
Okay.
And they're both very idealistic people that came through the schools and have some,
so she's
good things to say.
she's a youngster too, like Stephen, right? They're in their 20s, correct?
Correct.
All right. Well, that's good. If we got more than one youngster running, then they'll keep running, and hopefully win. His mentor ran 12 times in a row, and he won the 12th, right?
Something like that, 11th or 12th. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's so like just because you think you losing a lot of elections in a row, that doesn't mean you won't win some in the future, right?
And then he won 2, and he had to pick which office he wanted to keep.
Gil Navarro, right?
That's right.
Good guy. We had him on the show twice. Right on.
Mr. Gill.
All right. So now that we talked about the school board and how many different school board members, how are you going to vote? We have to vote for 4, right? You don't have to. You can vote for 1, I guess. But you're going to vote for 4. But out of 9 people, that means 5 people don't get a vote. I have them all coming up to me, except the one, Sonia, and asking me for my vote. But I don't want to hurt people's feelings. You don't want them to hate you afterwards. So how do you choose when there's more than one good candidate?
Well, sometimes people don't vote for 4. Sometimes they believe in 1 or 2 of the candidates so deeply that they want their votes to count even more. And if you cast 4 votes, they're really worth less than if you cast 1 or 2. So that's always something to think about. In this race, I have to put in a plug for Margaret Hill just because she's such a wonderful person and a lady who's given her career to education and helping people that overcame obstacles like she did. She started out as a sharecropper in the South and now holds an honorary doctorate from the University of Redlands. She's such an inspiration to so many.
Yes, she is.
And there's other good candidates too. Kaiser and Gwen Dowdy Rogers are all good candidates.
Well, so like, how are you going to choose? Are you going to pick 2?
I'm probably going to pick 3.
You're going to pick 3. All right. So you're leaving somebody out. Who are you going to leave out?
Well, that's the tough one.
Yeah. See, I get put on the spot with these, and I want to have people on the show. I can't endorse them anymore because I've been put on the spot for that, but you guys can. And I'm just wondering, like, how do you not hurt people's feelings? Mr. Barrios, how do you choose when you have two great candidates?
Well, see, one thing with me, people who do know me, I'm a technical person, and I don't care about emotions or hurting somebody's feelings sometimes, and I'm just direct.
Okay.
And
like a Marine, trained killer.
Because some people in my office where I work, like, man, you're mean. I'm like, you want me to lie to you? I'm like, I'm just telling you the truth. Sometimes the truth hurts, and we got to understand in life, we're not always going to want to hear what we want to hear. And some people, when they do hear somebody that's very upfront and truthful with them, they take it as very offensive, and I don't like you, or you told me whatever. But as far as for somebody who I would say I'm not going to vote for, I'm say, well, I don't know who you are. For one, I don't know everybody that is running for the school board, and I do know who I will vote for because I know who they are and I've seen what they've done.
Okay.
And unless you can show me what you've done, to gain my vote, I'm not going to vote for you. Mm-hmm. And that's just the way it is. I mean,
so you might not vote for, you might vote 3 or 2.
I'm voting 3 for sure.
3 for sure.
I might vote a 4th, but I don't think so.
I'm going to vote 4, but I just can't. Mr. Alcaraz.
But before Mr. Alcaraz comes out, I want to, along with Mr. Prince here, Margaret, I think she's a blessing to our city. A blessing, and I commend her for still at her age continuing being a leader in our community, continuing to being a servant leader in our community.
A gymnast for our community, man.
And also Mike Gallo, I've seen his heart, I've seen his passion, and those two are definitely people that I will be voting for.
Cool,
Thank you.
Cool. Mr. Alcaraz.
I'm going to vote for the best one for the job.
Just make sure you don't say who it is, all right?
So
but if there's 2 candidates, how would you go about picking the best one? Doesn't matter who they are, just 2 good candidates.
Well, I kind of talked to them on a personal basis, so
Okay,
I'm
yeah.
going to go with that.
Okay, so you're going to go by what you learned from them personally.
Yes, and how I feel in my heart.
Okay, Mr. Olson, how do you pick between 2 great candidates?
Well, first of all of the school board candidates are really great people. Okay, I'm
I
gonna
have to
say that
agree.
up
I
front.
have to agree wholeheartedly.
Okay. However, for me, there's one thing that happened in the last 2 years when it came with the whole bankruptcy, the strategy sessions, the road shows. To me, the school system got too involved and meddled too much, and as board members, they should have put the brakes on it. They went too far. Therefore, I will not be voting for incumbents, but there are 3 others that I've really grown to like.
All right, at least he was honest, man. We gotta have the odd man out all the time. All right, Benita. Well, would you choose out of 2 incredibly great candidates?
Well, that's very hard. I got, like I said, we've been here and we've been interviewing them, and there's a few of them that came in contact with me and they talked to me, and
They want
I'm
it,
with
huh?
you. Yes, I'm with you. It is very hard because they all of them are very good.
And they're good for different reasons. Some are
Yes.
parents.
Yes.
Some are been in the educational system. Some just want their kids to have a better life. You know, I'm just like, those are all great reasons to want to be on the school board.
Yes.
So it is sometimes hard to pick, but we're going to have to do it.
Yes, we are.
But what I'm talking about here, I'm trying to make it easier for the people at home to, maybe if they have the same decision they have to make. John, how would you pick between 2 great candidates?
Well, you know, that's a good question because I don't have the history that a lot of people have in this town. And so I rely on people that I trust. The same way we used to when I was first going to college. You relied on the professor and people that were more knowledgeable than you, and you trusted them.
Okay.
And so that's what I do today.
Yeah, because none of us really know Hillary Clinton or Bush or any of the presidential candidates, but we do listen to what people say to make that decision ultimately. So I guess if you can't get to know the candidate, that's a great way to go about it, right?
Yeah.
Yanni, what do you think? Deborah in the house.
I definitely think, like Danny said, you got to look these people in the eye and go with your heart, your gut feeling, that instinct, you know. Also be very knowledgeable. Do your homework. You got to do your due diligence through not just with voting, but in life in general. You can't just accept what people hand you or tell you. You got to go and inform yourself.
All right, all right. Those are good reasons. So basically, you got to come down and make a decision which one you're going to do, but try to pick the one that you think will do the best job on the school board.
And if all else fails, pick the ones that put up the most signs.
Well,
you know what? I would say no to that one.
Well, you didn't put
and
up
you put up a
school
lot of signs.
I am the sign guy.
Yes, you are, man. That's for sure. All right, with the school board, what do you think there should be their first priority? Now, I've been hearing lately that San Bernardino School District's not doing as well nationally as it should be. What do you think? Do you think we should keep on going with the old crew, or add some new, or?
Well, you know, the statistics, it's the timing of things. I think you're right. There was a recent downturn in, what was it, the star achievement, or
Yeah, it wasn't the graduation rates. It was a measure of the whole thing.
But I think going back beyond the most recent, the statistics for San Bernardino have been very good. Our graduation rate is as high as it's been in any recent years.
Which was good.
It even compared favorably with the county, which really amazed me because, you know, San Bernardino has a lot of characteristics of an inner city, and we have a lot of challenges with language and family stability and all kinds of things. And I think that our school system is doing a very good job. I don't think we should rest on our laurels. It's got to continue to improve. But I give a lot of credit to some of the incumbents, Mike Gallo and Margaret Hill and others. They've done a good job. We've got a good superintendent. We need to support him, but also hold him accountable and make him show us how we're improving.
All right. Mr. Barrios, how could we improve the San Bernardino school system with a new school board?
Good question. As far as improving the city, I look at everything as a whole. and the education system is really, really important. It's a big.
It's the main draw for parents.
Of course.
Yeah.
And you really have to look at, okay, what direction is the organization going in now? Are they doing a great job? Are they doing a poor job? Are they doing a mediocre job? And who's leading that fight? Who is at the forefront pushing, and what is the agenda? What is the plan of attack? Because there is a lot of things that need to be done with our school system. I think we've made some strides. I know that my alma mater, Pacific High School, they've increased their graduation rate, and that's always a good sign. Okay, and we got to ensure that we, for that program, and whatever we have done or the school board has done to ensure that happened, that we continue along that path. And if these new candidates are on that and they're aligned with that, then that's something we need to consider.
Okay, that's what I was getting to, and I'm glad you answered. I wanted to know, should we stay the course, or if somebody new does get in there, are they going to shake it up? But is it possible to shake up the school board with one new candidate? I don't know. Is it?
We're voting for 4, so yeah.
Yeah. All right. So it's possible that we could end up going on a different direction. But if you like to stay the course, you know who to vote for. And I am personally happy with how the school's been doing lately. I've been involved in the schools. I've been going to them. I've been setting up events at 5 different schools in our area. Mm-hmm. And they're starting to work with me and get really excited, Mr. Barrios. Paleo Days is going to be a lot of fun. Oh, we got a call. All right.
No, yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Before you move on, I wanted to put in a short plug for Linda Savage, who's stepping down from the school board. She's given so many years to the school board. She was very involved in choosing our superintendent. She was the advocate for school music when it didn't look like there's any way we could find money to
She's
continue.
Nice, too. She goes to park cleanups and everything.
She needs to be commended for all her service. We've had some good people serving our students.
Well, thanks, Miss Savage. Right on. She does do a good job, especially cleaning up, man. We worked hard over there at Paris Hill Park. Her and her husband, right? All right. We have a caller. Caller, are you there? Hello, caller. Are you there?
Yeah, hello, are you there?
Yeah, may I ask who's calling?
I'd rather keep my name out of this.
All right. What's your question?
Anyway, I've been listening to your show here, and I have a question, even for those that are running for council, hopefully they're listening, but even the present councilman that's there now, if you make a promise to do something, like they go around and they come to talk to your house and everything, they make these promises. And then once they get into office, they don't keep their promises. I mean, you call in to have things repaired and nothing gets done. You call City Hall, nothing gets done, and after a while, that's why people get frustrated.
Mm-hmm.
And it's what can you do about it? I mean, if you call in and you call your councilman and they don't do what they're supposed to do, what are you supposed to do? Who are you to call?
All right. Well, so who do you call?
Ms.
Barrios.
That's an excellent point, sir, and I'm glad you actually brought that up because it's one of the things I was trying to point out at the beginning of the show to where a lot of candidates that initially they'll come in and promise things. When I ran, I didn't promise anything to anyone. The only thing I said, I have genuine interest in the city, and I'm bringing integrity and leadership to the team. I don't know what I can promise you because I'm not sure what I can do. I know what the capacity that we have, but you gotta be in the game to understand the game. And if you're outside, if you're not part of the council, you don't understand it. I mean, it's easy to say, "Oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that," but then you get in and you're like, "Okay, maybe I can't do that. Oh, this is why that's not happening. Oh, we have to go through this. Oh, you fall in and you.
Well, I mean that's fine, but I call my council person and stuff, and they don't respond or nothing like that, and that gets frustrating when you don't get at least get a respect to get a return call to say, hey, I'm sorry, I can't take care of this, or I'll send you to somebody else to see if they can take care of it. And that's the frustrating part about being out here. You've got potholes all over the place. You've got lights that are out and stuff, and nobody's doing anything about it.
Yeah, one thing I'll tell you, because I'm guilty of that, and I'm not afraid to say that because it's part of this position that we have. You're not going to be able to always answer everybody that calls in, but we have an amazing staff, if you do have a legitimate concern or whatever it is that you want your council member to know, leave a detailed message. And because I tell you, I get the emails or text messages, hey, this person keeps calling, give them a call back. And because I'm busy throughout my day, and when I do find time, I'll return a phone call or an email or somehow communicate back to that person. Or I'm on staff. Hey, did you take care of Mr. So-and-so or Miss So-and-so? Did you take care of this concern in the community? And that's how I deal with that. I don't always give a call back, but the concern or whatever is left is as far as in the message, I make sure that's addressed. So if you're not talking to your council member, leave a detailed message is what your concern is, and maybe they will give you a call back. Because most times when there is a detailed message and the concerns are there, it draws my attention even more.
Excuse me, caller, what ward are you in?
I'm in the 6th ward, but I live close to the 5th ward more than anything else.
Okay,
but,
okay. Well, I suggest you go to the
I'm
city
in
council
between
meetings.
there, and I mean, I get calls from different council things. I call different council people, and I ask them, and they try to take care of what I can. When my own councilman doesn't do it.
All right. Well, we'll put the word out.
It's bad when you got to call somebody else to take care of something that's supposed to be taken care of in your ward.
And that's another, solution. You can call other council members, and some people have called me. Some people have called other council members because of me, and we're a team, and sometimes they're there, sometimes we're not there. But feel free. That's another way. If you can't get a hold of your council member, reach out to someone else.
That call center number that they gave us, and they used to answer the phone right away, but now it takes forever for them to even. You listen to a voicemail there, and then you got to leave a message.
Sir, I'm going to give you the phone number
to our. It gets frustrating.
I'm going to give you the number to our council office, so you will call directly into the staff that deal with our council members. And that number is 909-384-5188. Again, it's 909-384-5188. That sends you directly to our council staff, and they're there from early in the morning to late in the evening, and they will take a message from you and make sure your council member gets it.
All right. Well, I'll try that and see what happens.
Thank you very much, caller. I appreciate it. 6th Ward,
bye-bye.
huh? Well, he's not happy with his councilman from the 6th Ward, huh? Mr. Van Johnson.
That happens to all of us.
Yeah. And
I've heard a lot of that in the 7th Ward. I know Robert and I live in the 7th Ward, and I actually saw, and Leticia Garcia was quoted in the paper as saying, because she saw it too, the council member had all these messages on his cell phone, which the city pays for your cell phone, and he didn't feel the need to return them. So right in front of us, he said, look at all these calls I get, and he selected them all and hit delete. And that was really the minute that I knew Leticia was going to have to run for council, because she puts her number on her flyers and she tells people that number's not changing. That's how my kids get a hold of me. That's how my fiance gets a hold of me. And you can get a hold of me. And I think that's something
we'll
to
get a
consider.
hold of Leticia Garcia, that's for sure. How are you doing over there?
I'm doing okay. I live on the 6th Ward.
You do?
Yes, I do. And we don't get much anything going on in there. I can honestly say.
I thought you were getting a new park or something.
No, we're not getting no new park. They wanted to turn around and have a community center there, which was, we already had a community center, and they ended up taking it down, and then they ended up selling it. So it was right there by the school. It was on Ancherau, and the school has their own after-school program, so a lot of the kids were going over there. So if you walked inside that community center, nobody was in there. It was fully staffed, and these people aren't having nobody in there.
Money, huh?
Yes. So they ended up taking it down. So you tell me if they end up putting it back up, what's going to happen again? I mean, because you have the program from the school.
You're going to take it back down, right?
Yeah. So basically, I mean, we haven't had really anything new in our ward. I mean, I thank God that we don't have as bad of a crime as what I've been hearing in Barrios Ward or some of the North End Ward. I mean, we've been pretty safe, and I thank God for that.
All right. John, you have anything you'd like to add?
No, I think everything's been pretty well discussed.
All right. You had something there, Scott Olson.
Yeah. Having dealt with city council members personally, in the 7th Ward, I used to have a councilwoman that I could call, and she would tell me straight up, good, bad, right, or wrong. I knew I could trust what she said. Okay, if she could get it done, I could rely on her. In the 7th Ward, Tim Prince and I are in complete agreement. The current situation, I don't have his phone number. I don't know if he even puts it out. I have the personal phone numbers to several. I have Benito's personal phone number.
Like you could talk to him.
Yeah, and when I need to, I have called him. Okay, but at 7th Ward, MIA, I don't know what to say. The change is it went from, I don't even know if my council person knows I live in a mobile home park that even exists.
I can't even talk to my council person that you're talking about.
Yes.
And I can talk to most people, and I can talk to little kids. I can talk to 100-year-old people. I can talk to doctors. I can talk to lawyers. I can talk to people off the street, homeless. But I can't talk to my own council person.
He gets lawyers on his radio show.
Oh, man.
When he was elected, I tried to talk to him, and I gave up real quick.
So it can't be just me that feels this way with this dude. So we need change there really bad. We need change in the 7th Ward. Please do not vote for the incumbent.
No, you can't do that.
No, how you doing there, Mr. Alcarez?
Okay. I think everything's doing okay. More people are getting involved, so I think we're doing okay.
Do you regret not running?
Yeah.
A little bit?
Yeah, I think John's good for the job.
Okay.
So I give him that.
We regret it.
Yeah.
And in the last 2 seconds, we got a little bit of time, Mr. Barrios. We got to ask you about your gun. Now you tried to sell a gun on the council.
Oh.
Tell me what happened with all that.
Well, first off, it wasn't my gun.
Okay.
Thanks for bringing up the issue.
I'm sorry. I honestly want you to have your chance to say.
I'm not. I mean, everybody that talks to me, I'm good to go as far as talking about it. I just, didn't think it was going to get so much attention. He's calling me over.
Oh, 2 minutes. Go ahead.
So, during the council meeting, in between the presentations at the beginning of the council meeting, I got a text from my buddy. He's another Marine, and he said, "Hey, she's trying to sell his weapon, but that is registered with the state of California,
Mm-hmm.
and he bought it at a local gun dealer, and it's
totally legal,
and it's a legal gun, and he used to be a bounty hunter and no longer needs it." I'm like, all right. So I said, send me a picture of it and I'll post it. And I posted it and never thought anything about it. And then comes the heat. I'm like, okay, really? Like, okay, guess I won't do that again.
Well, we all learn our lessons, right? Yeah.
Right, so.
Ms. Benita.
I'm the one that posted it up there. I do admit I'm the one that posted it up there because I felt that when you're up there, you're supposed to be there for the residents, not for Facebook or anything else, or not paying attention to whatever it is that's going on. You're for your residents and the community, and you were supposed to be listening to that. And there's a time and a place to be on Facebook, not when you're sitting there up in the, in the dais. You're not supposed to be doing that.
Well, and I do pay attention to everybody when they're speaking. If you notice, I'm really actually dialed into what people are talking. But if we're in between, we're just sitting there kind of waiting for the next presentation. Like when speakers come up, I'm pretty much not looking at my phone. I'm listening to what's being said, because there's so many things I deal with in my personal life and a lot of with business and everything else. My phone's constantly going off, and sometimes I do need to attend. But
5
as
seconds.
far as us paying attention, I'll tell all of us. I can speak for myself. I do pay attention to everybody that's out there.
This is 1050 AM KCAA Loma Linda and 106.5 FM Yucaipa.
Your NBC Sports Radio update starts now.
Todd Gurley is taking the NFL by storm. I'm Keith Irizarry. St. Louis throttled San Fran 27-6. Gurley ran for 146 yards and a score. Head coach Jeff Fisher described his young running back.
I keep bringing up that S word, which is special. We've been saying that, he's special. So, again, credit him to get to this point, and credit the guys around him, because they bought into the run game. They bought into that philosophy.